Tonight on DC News Now at 10 o'clock, we're tracking storm damage from tonight's severe weather. Heavy rain, whipping winds taking down limbs and this massive tree. We're live in Northern Virginia.
And the strongest storms are moving away from the region up and towards New Jersey, but doesn't mean we won't see any more storms this weekend. I'll talk about Sunday's spotty showers coming up.
Plus a violent night in the district. 3 people killed, 4 more hurt. We're breaking down what we know happened and where, plus one church working to curb kids from becoming criminals. And pumping the brakes, DC's Circulator bus service will end this year. How riders feel about the decision, and why officials say they made it.
Any little bit helps because inflation is outrageous.
Weekend savings, the tax-free holidays happening now in the DMV. How much you'll save and how far you can go with your cash.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Saturday evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 10 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. We want to get right to your forecast on this DMV first warned day. If you looked outside and you had to duck for cover, yeah, that rain came down hard. Team coverage tonight, our Dave Laval standing by for us in Fairfax County. Some severe damage there. First over to Scott Sumner, tracking it all from the studio. Hey, Scott.
Hello there, Ben, and hello to you on this Saturday evening here. I want to start off with a little video. I want to show you a photo of what we got in today. Susan Hale, and she was on in Leesburg on Route 15 when she took a photo here of the storm clouds rolling through not only Fairfax County, but Loudoun County too. A lot of activity in Northern Virginia this evening, as that is where Dave is at. So we'll get to him in a moment. But you can see over the last 6 hours, those showers and heavier storms moving through, producing mainly gusty winds, but there was also some small hail associated with some of these storms as well as they rolled through the region. Now, rainfall totals or estimates here over the last 12 hours range from as little as about a half an inch or around a half an inch or even a quarter of an inch upwards to 2 inches of rain in places across the region. So yeah, some heavy rain, and we're still dealing with power outages in parts of Virginia here, Northern Virginia, Fairfax, Loudoun counties, 1,000, 1,500 without power at this point in time, with the most amount without power in Fauquier County. Hopefully everyone gets restored with that power sooner than later. Ben?
All right, we're shifting our focus to that region. Several neighborhoods are cleaning up after the storms rolled on through. Communities in Northern Virginia likely got hit the hardest. That's where we find DC News Now's Dave Laval joins us from Reston. Dave, talk about the damage. There's a massive tree behind you.
Well, good evening to you, Ben. We can tell you crews from the Virginia Department of Transportation are working late tonight, especially along this stretch of Glen Bank Road here in Reston. Take a look at the reason why. A massive tree fell across a portion of the road earlier tonight, and part of it landed on the hood of a blue Nissan and crushed that part of the car. The good news is no one was in it at the time. Neighbors told us the tree fell around 7 p.m. It had stood here for decades, and they're sorry to see it go.
What kind of came through my mind was, dang, we just lost another really good tree, because my parents also just took down a huge tree in front of their house. So it was kind of sad to see another friend tumbling down.
And as we said, crews from the Virginia Department of Transportation have just started work to remove the tree. There's no word how long it will take for them to do that. Meanwhile, people who travel this stretch of road to get to their homes on Middle Creek Lane can still do that, but they just have to follow the detour. We're live in Reston, Virginia. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
All right, our thanks to Dave. A violent night in the district. 7 people shot, 3 killed in 4 separate shootings. Police responded to the first around 1 a.m. on M Street in Northeast. 4 people shot there. 33-year-old Antonio Williams, as well as 18-year-old Terrell Osborne Jr. died on scene. Police are looking for a white Honda Accord in connection. 30 minutes later, police responded to H Street. Officials say a woman was shot. She's expected to recover. Another shooting on Hartford Street in Southeast. 10 minutes later, a man was shot there, also slated to be okay. And just down the road, also on Hartford Street, a man found shot dead just before 7 this morning. found in a parking lot of an apartment complex. You'll see a photo of a suspect that police are looking for. The man on screen in 3 separate images right there. There's a reward of up to $25,000 that's offered for information leading to a conviction. Well, in Virginia, police in Leesburg say that they are investigating a deadly crash involving a private company ambulance that left 1 person dead, 6 others hurt. Police responded to the crash around 9 p.m. last night at the intersection of East Market Street and Leesburg Bypass. A child passenger in the car died. We do not know their age. The car's driver, 2 other passengers are still in the hospital in stable condition, we're told. Meantime, there were 2 employees and a patient inside that private ambulance also sent to the hospital, listed in stable condition. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. Well, in Sterling, we now know that a failed valve led to the ammonia leak that hurt more than 24 people. It happened at a food processing plant on Suvie Lane Wednesday night. 33 people were taken to the hospital after being exposed to ammonia. 5 of them, serious condition. An employee told DC News Now this was not the first gas leak at the facility. Well, a Loudoun County firefighter is back on the job this week. Lieutenant Chris Kirkstra spent the last 6 months recovering from injuries during a massive home explosion back in February. 10 other firefighters were also hurt. You might remember volunteer firefighter Trevor Brown was killed in that blast. Well, in Maryland, a 5-year-old boy was killed, another child hurt after a bounce house went airborne and crashed during a professional baseball game last night in Waldorf. Charles County deputies responded to Regency Furniture Stadium. That's the home of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Happened around 9:30 yesterday. Officials say a strong wind gust caused the bounce house to rise up to 20 feet in the air, causing the children to fall before it landed on the field. The 5-year-old boy, we have learned, is from La Plata, sent to the hospital. That's where he died. A second child was transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The Blue Crabs canceled tonight's game. In Prince George's County, a police officer is facing animal abuse charges tonight. Corporal David Acosta is charged with mistreating a 2-year-old bloodhound mix named Daisy. That's not Acosta, there's police chief. The dog is part of the police department's canine unit. Investigators say Daisy had injuries related to an electric collar around her neck. The department says Daisy and another dog were taken from Acosta. She was already suspended for an unrelated incident. Well, back in D.C., advocates are fighting against gun violence. One organization holding a community day at Conti AME Zion Church. Organizers availed a Stop the Violence healing garden. The gathering celebrates positive efforts made to help young people succeed and a call to action saying that everybody needs to take part in keeping kids out of harm's way and on the right path.
Began our leadership academy here. We began sowing seeds into these young people to teach them that all that they have to succeed is already within them.
Organizers say that they are not stopping with this community day either. They're already planning to run a summer youth employment program. Say it will teach kids important business and leadership skills. Well, in D.C., it will soon be a tougher commute for plenty of people getting to where they need to go using the Circulator bus. The bus is connecting workers, tourists, and families to city attractions for only $1. But DDOT announced yesterday it's ending the service by the end of the year. And our Randy Bass is reporting how riders feel about that decision.
Yes, D.C. Circulator commuters knew those bus routes could be on the chopping block after budget negotiations between the mayor and council earlier this year removed funding from the budget for the Circulator bus. But now that plans to cut off the Circulator completely are official, people are making new plans to get around town. After 18 years on the road, DC's $1 Circulator bus routes won't run much longer.
I think it's upsetting. It's a really good service to have.
DDOT phasing out service starting in October with service completely cut off after December 31st. Commuters we talked to disappointed to lose those additional bus routes.
So it's nice that like to have a Circulator, you know, there's a buffer for Georgetown especially. It usually fills in the blanks where there's no options, which is nice.
Areas like Georgetown, Glover Park, and parts of the National Mall lacking other transit options.
I was like, oh my God, we need the Circulator. We need it to ride on. A lot of people take the Circulator to work.
The Circulator, only $1 a ride, cheaper than other alternatives like Metro bus routes. Those prices now up to $2.25. And And as for those behind the wheel, ATU Local 689 represents Circulator drivers, saying the union only got a few hours' notice about the swift shutdown timeline, saying in a statement, the union is deeply disappointed by how the process has played out so far. Local 689 has been consistent in our calls to bring over Circulator workers and integrate soon-to-be defunct routes into the Metro bus network. It's not clear if Circulator workers and drivers will be able to get jobs with WMATA or other local transit agencies as Circulator service shuts down this winter. In Northwest, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
Paris, Bethesda native Katie Ledecky has brought home her second gold medal of these games just today. She won the 800-meter freestyle. Ledecky has now won, get this, 8 gold medals in her career, becoming the 6th Olympian to reach that milestone. The only U.S. athlete to win more golds than Ledecky at this point, well, that's fellow American swimming legend Michael Phelps at a whopping 23. Ledecky also brought home a silver medal in the 4x200 freestyle relay and a bronze in the 400-meter freestyle.